What's up everyone, Hatter here, and if you've been following the channel lately, you know how much I've gotten into 3D printing. This is a 1/400th scale GM ground type from Gundam the 8th MS team that I posed for printing on my Elegoo Mars 2 resin printer. This model is available to snag on my Patreon for a limited time if you're interested in printing one yourself. And here it is, printed and primed and ready to be painted. I didn't do the best job removing pock marks from the supports, but I was just so excited to try out some new techniques that I'm going to share here. I'll be painting this mini in the classic desert sand and orange paint scheme seen in 8th MS team, using Vallejo mini model paints. This was part of a set that I have linked in the description below. Also, because it's me and I keep going to the well on this one, I'm going to use my favorite UV reactive paint for the visor in order to get a sweet light up effect under black light. Maybe next time I'll try some straight up glow in the dark pigment as well. I'll drop a link to that in the description below. Now I'm actually going to try something a little different with this mini. I'm going to paint the visor first and try to paint all the small, hard to reach spots before I go over the whole thing with the tan main body color, so that way if I overpaint or smudge something I can cover it up fairly easily instead of having to avoid touching a previously painted spot. Now the visor and camera are out of the way, I'll go ahead with the orange body, feet, and shield. I'm not going to bother mixing up any special colors just in case I end up needing more later. I don't want to have to fuss with ratios on this project. Normally I'd thin these paints more, but for some reason they are particularly running out of the bottle, so I'll only thin as needed in order to correct some brush stroke textures. Okay, with the orange out of the way and drying, we can start in on the body color. This is the Vallejo buff color, which I guess would be a skin tone on fantasy minis, but I think it works great on desert type Gundam minis. So here it is, about 60% of the way done. I just need to add some gray to fill in certain spots and paint the bazooka. I don't have any flat gray on hand, so I'm going to mix some up from these huge cheap acrylic bottles. That way I don't feel bad if I make way too much. I'm aiming for about a 5-to-1 ratio of white to black for a nice light gray. Mixy, 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 and that is just about perfect. So I'm going to try my best to get the clamps on the weapons rack, as well as the space in between the backpack and the body. The bazooka will probably be the easiest part. Okay, here he is, about 80% done. All of my flat colors are applied, and I'm really happy with how some of the tinier details look, and for that reason I'm going to take this chance to top coat and lock in all of those colors before we get to the decals and ink washing. A link to my favorite cheapo brand of top coat in the description below. Now while our top coat dries, I can pick out some decals from these 1 to 1/44 scale water slide sheets. I'm definitely going to need some Federation emblems. I wish I had some numbers I could slap on the shield, but these sheets don't seem to have any. And now for the fun part, using my tiny water dish, I will apply a few of these bad boys. So here's the Mini about 95% of the way done. We've added a few decals and sealed them up in another layer of top coat so they don't go anywhere, and now it's time to add some ink wash to make some of the finer details pop, and we can create some weathering effects. As you can see, I'm using just straight up artist's ink that I'm going to thin with a little bit of water so that it runs into the grooves easier. Finally, we have the complete mini, which I'm really happy with considering how little experience I have with mini painting. What do you guys think? Is this GM ready for the front lines? How would you guys feel about a community paint contest with the folks on Discord? Next month, I've got a new STL file available on Patreon that I'm really excited about, so maybe we can have a month-long contest? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out all my links below for more Gundam gaming and hobby content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you later.